You may start. Go ahead.
Okay, so we just start the session today. Very good afternoon to everyone. A very good afternoon to Dr. Annie Koshi, the principal of St. Mary's School, New Delhi. A very good afternoon also to Ibu Ellis Nur Hayati, MPD, the principal of SM Nagri Dua Cibinong, Java Barat, Indonesia. A very warm welcome also to Dr. Abur Mustikawanto, the regional head of the Ministry of Education for Wilaya Satu, Java Barat, to all the presenters from St. Mary's School, New Delhi, as well as the presenters from SM Nagri Dua Cibinong, the school management, the principal, the teachers, a very warm welcome to you all. So today's we have a session called the cross-cultural sharing session. This session is a sharing session between the students of St. Mary's School, New Delhi, a- as well as the students from SM Nagri Dua Cibinong, where they would be sharing information about different aspects. We have actually decided two topics for their sharing session. The first topic is about the country, and the second topic is about their school activities and their life in the school and the daily activities in their respective countries. So, to begin the session, may I now request Dr. Annie Koshi as the principal of St. Mary's
Continue.
School, New Delhi, to give her opening remarks. Ma'am, over to you.
Okay, good morning. Um, just a minute. Yeah. As you see, we have people to help us with things. And
Yes, ma'am.
uh, good morning, Principal, Miss Ellis. I hope I'm
Yes, ma'am.
pronouncing it correctly. And Dr. Abdur, the regional from head of the regional Ministry of Education. Thank you so much for making this time to meet with us and you know initiating this whole effort for understanding our respective countries better, effort to make our children understand our respective countries better. I'm so happy to see the whole class out there. I'm afraid we were not so well organized as you are because we have our 6 speakers here to speak to you. We didn't put out the whole class, and well, next time we'll have everybody out to listen to you. Um, I'm sorry, I'm not speaking in a language that you know that's part of your country. I was just trying to see how the school has to be pronounced also. SMAN 2, right? Is it? Or SMAN 2? Is
Yes,
that
ma'am. It is SMAN2. That's right. SMA-N2 Cibinong.
Cibinong? So that's how it is. And so I think I'll leave the children to talk about various things and they would perhaps expand on it. But thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you, Dr. Abdur and Miss Ellis for Evilis for meeting with us today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your opening remarks. May I now request Ibu Ellis Nur Hayati, the principal of SM Nagri Dua Cibinong, to please give her opening remarks. Ibu Ellis, over to you, Ibu.
Yeah. You? Can you hear me?
Yes, Ibu, we can hear you, Ibu.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Ibu.
Good afternoon. To the honor, Mr. Abu Mustikawanto, MED, the head of Regional Ministry of Education of Wilayah Satu, West Java Province, Indonesia. To the honor, Mr. Ravi, the founder and the director of Ties Up International India, and also the principal of St. Mary's School, Delhi, Dr. Annie Koshi. Nice to meet you. And also to all the students representatives from Senior High School to Cibinong, and also from the representative of student from St. Mary's School, New Delhi. Thank you for this opportunity to give the opening remark on this very outstanding event. It is cross-cultural sharing session. It is really an honor for us, especially high school to Cibinong, to be able to collaborate and enhance India-Indonesia edu-link between senior high school to Cibinong with one school of India. It is St. Mary's School, New Delhi, India. But first of all, accept our apology because Mr. Abur couldn't join us because he's still in Germany at this moment. Then he sent message, he sent some regard to all of us. And in this occasion, I would like to express highest appreciation to the director of Ties Up International, Mr. Ravi, who has facilitated this line cross-cultural exchange or sharing session. Hopefully, there will be mutual cooperation among others. And this event can motivate our students, especially the students of high school to Cibinong, to broaden their knowledge and relationship that can be the gateway for the students to be successful in the future and become the next noble, smart, and successful person in the future. I do wish that this event will develop our own nation to be able to be better in the future. And moreover, especially for the students, we wish all the students will be the best global citizen in the next golden generation. Amen. And thank you very much indeed for this opportunity. And we look forward to seeing your continuous support and collaboration in our partnership program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibu Ellis. Thank you for your support, Boo. And also would like to, at the same time, would like to also thank Dr. Annie Koshi, the principal of St. Mary's, also for the wonderful support. So today, we could organize the session called Cross-Cultural Sharing Session between the students of India and Indonesia. Okay, so moving ahead, since now we have the opening remarks, and unfortunately, Dr. Abur Mustika Anto is not able to attend because of his busy schedule. But Ibu, please do convey our well wishes to Dr. Abur, and hopefully we can see him soon, sometime again. Okay, so now without further delay, now may I now request the students of St. Mary's, Delhi, to
Ini
start.
seumuran gitu tau enggak sih?
Yeah, so we can start. May I request all the other participants to please make sure, please mute yourself so that the presentation can continue without any disturbance. And now we can request the students of St. Mary's School, New Delhi, to start the presentation with topic one. The topic one is about the country. So you have 15 minutes to do your presentation. So let me just give a format to all the members. So the topic number one is about the country, where the first session will be from St. Mary's School, New Delhi, where they would spend 15 minutes, followed by a 15 minutes presentation by the students of SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong. Uh, after the 15 minutes each presentation, there would be a 15 minutes Q&A session where students from either side can ask questions from each other. Followed by, we will start the topic two, which would begin with students from SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong, where they would do the presentation about the school life, about the activities they do in Indonesia for 15 minutes, followed by the 15 minutes sharing session on the same topic from the students of St. Mary's School, New Delhi. And then there would be a Q&A session for that as well. So now we could ask the students of St. Mary's School, New Delhi, to please continue with your presentation on topic number one, which is the country. Please go ahead.
Okay. Students, why don't you move forward here? Yeah, pindah ke sini anak.
Yeah. St. Mary's School, Delhi, please, you can start your presentation.
Please confirm if I'm audible clearly.
You are audible, but can you please put the microphone a bit more closer so that you can be more audible? Just bring it a bit more closer, please, if you don't mind.
Speak now.
So what about now?
It is better, but a little bit more. If you can bring the camera, I mean, the audio a bit more closer. Is it possible?
That's
So please confirm if the audio is fine. Excuse me, sir.
okay now.
So please confirm if
Can
the
you
audio
speak?
is
Muted.
Can you speak now?
So is the audio fine now?
Yeah, students of SMAN Cibinong, are you able to hear?
Please.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Go ahead. Please start.
Good morning, everyone. Namaste. We, the students of St. Mary's School, are going to give a brief overview of our country, a lightning fast tour of India. So buckle up, because we are going to go through 1.4 billion people, over 100 languages, thousands of dialects, cuisines, and through centuries of history. Throughout this presentation, you will hear us say the word culture many times. But what is culture for India? It's a collection of traditions, of rituals, which is different for every state, for every district, for every street, for every household. It is the people of India who make this culture. These traditions, rituals, they do not exist as themselves, but the strong beliefs of Indians in their traditions, in roots, that's what gives India its rich cultural heritage. Let's first begin our tour with the geographic location of India. As we all know, India is the seventh largest country in
Sorry,
the world.
can you just make sure your PowerPoint is moving? Your PowerPoint is not moving.
As we all know, India is the seventh largest country of the world with a land area of 3.28 million square kilometers. India quite literally has all of the physical features that a country can offer. If you start from the north, you will see the Himalayas. One of the highest peaks of the world, the Mount Everest, are located in the Himalayas. Millions of tourists come to visit this region every year. You can also see the cold Ladakh desert in this region. Move a little down in the country towards the center, and there's the Indo-Gangetic Plain, formed by the interplay of three major rivers. One of the most fertile plains in the world and the most densely populated as well. Go towards the west a bit, and you can witness the crescent sand dunes of Rajasthan in the Thar Desert. Go south, and there's the Great Peninsular Plateau, which has a storehouse of minerals and also a myriad of scenic views. You can see the picturesque Aravalis and the Vindhyas over here. Also, you can witness the breathtaking Jog Falls of Karnataka and the Chitrakoot Falls of Chhattisgarh. To the west and east of the Peninsular Plateau, we have the Western and Eastern Ghats. These are ranges of hills, and beyond them are the coastal plains, which extend along the huge coastline of India. There are many beaches located along these. Go south a bit, and the Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands, you can find crystal clear waters, pristine
Sorry,
beaches.
please change your slide.
So, with
Sorry,
the same slide.
We're still.
we are still in slide number 2.
Yeah. No, he's coming to it.
Okay, sure. Sorry, please go ahead.
When you move to the islands, in the islands of Andaman and Nicobar, you can find crystal clear waters, pristine beaches, and diverse marine life. And you can enjoy activities like snorkeling and scuba diving. Talking about the capital, Delhi is the capital of India. It is a hub of culture, politics, commerce, with lively markets and diverse cuisines. One of the most famous things that Delhi is famous for is its markets. The legendary market of Chandni Chowk, composed of streets all over. Like there are streets opening into streets, streets leading to new streets. Each street is a new world. Each street is named after its speciality. In Chandni Chowk, you won't find streets named after people. You will find it named after the things which that street is famous for. There's the Paranthe Wali Gali, which is a heaven for food lovers. Then there's the Khari Bauli, which is a wholesale spice market. Then there's the Dariba Kalan, which is a jewelry market. Chandni Chowk is one such market of Delhi which is bustling with people every day. People come here to work, to sell, to shop. Chandni Chowk is also only one of the Delhi's hundreds of markets. So if you drive a hard bargain, you're in for a treat in Delhi because these markets, that's where the art of bargaining is really happening. Moving on to the currency of India, official currency, is the rupee. One US dollar is about 84.4 Indian rupees, while one Indian rupee is equivalent to about 186.7 Indonesian rupee. The per capita income of India about is 10,030 purchasing power parity dollars. The Indian currency is issued by the Reserve Bank of India and the coins are of denominations rupees 1, 2, 5, 10 and 20 while the notes are issued in the denominations of rupees 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 and 500. All of these notes and coins bear various cultural symbols to symbolize the heritage of India. Talking about the population of India, as the whole world knows, India is the most populous country with over 1.43 billion people. But one of the most important features of the country is its religious mosaic. A myriad of religious communities live in India. We have Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, and many other religions coexisting together. Although the Hindus constitute a majority, our constitution offers many rights to minorities, such as the minorities can establish minority education institutions and teach and preach in their own language. In the country, there are also instances where two religious sites exist together. For example, you go to Ajmer in Rajasthan. There's the Ajmer Sharif Dargah, a major Muslim pilgrimage site, and the Kishangarh temple existing together. Similarly, in Varanasi, one of the holiest cities of India, there's the Kashi Vishwanath temple, a major Hindu temple, existing together with the Gyanvapi mosque. In Mathura, which is the birthplace of Krishna, an important deity in the Hindu mythology, you find the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi temple exactly nearby the Shahi Eidgah Mosque. This is similar to Indonesia, where in cities like Yogyakarta, we find the Buddhist temples like Borobudur temple nearby to the Prambanan temple, which is a major Hindu temple.
So before we move on, let's take a moment to address some stereotypes about our country. It is believed that the caste system is still practiced in our country. Well, again, this is a stereotype. Untouchability was banned by the Indian government a long time back by our Indian government. Even though caste-based discrimination or the caste system may exist in some parts of the country, it is almost negligible now. Also, the Indian government provides several benefits to the people belonging to the lower caste, for example, reservation in government colleges. Now, moving on. India does not have a national language. The Indian government recognizes Hindi and English as the two official languages of our country, and we also have more than 20 scheduled languages, which means that a person who is applying for a job for the central government position can take the exam in any one of these scheduled languages. Thus, by doing this, the government gives recognition to all of these languages. Also, the fascinating thing is that in our country, when you move from one state to another, the language changes. And inside the state, when you move from one street to another, the dialects change. Fascinating, isn't it? Yeah. Let us now talk about the clothing. Even though India has become westernized and people are shifting to Western clothing, the real feel of a festival comes in traditional clothing. So let us quickly talk about some traditional clothing, some traditional clothes of India. Yeah. Even though people have shifted to Western clothing, but still, most females prefer to wear saris and kurtis. A sari is a traditional garment for females that is made up of a long strip of fabric that is draped all around the body. Saris are a symbol of grace in India. More than 31 different types of saris are found in our country. They are made up of different fabrics, for example, cotton, silk, etc. Saris in India are a must for festival. Also, in a similar manner, men prefer to wear kurtas. Kurta is kind of a long, loose shirt, uh, and yes, it is a must wear for festivals for men. Also, in the southern part of country, people prefer wearing dhotis, which is an unstitched garment which covers the lower part of the body. Let's move on now. Talking about Indian cuisine, the speciality of Indian cuisine is the variety of spices that make each dish different, exotic, and delicious. As compared to other cuisines of the world, Indian dishes contain a lot of spices. Also, in a country, when you move from one state to another, the dishes change. For example, in the northeastern part of the country, you can easily find dishes like the bamboo shoot curry, and in the southern part of the country, you can find dishes like dosa. But now, these dishes can be enjoyed all over the country. Also, the taste of dishes of each state is very different because of the different use of spices. For example, in Kashmir, the saffron gives a new touch, a delicious touch to the flavor, to the food there. Now, let's talk about some famous Indian foods. Firstly, samosa. As you might all know, samosa is a baked or fried pastry which contains a savory filling, which contains potatoes, meat, fish, etc. Then talking about the bamboo shoot curry. The bamboo shoot curry, as I told you earlier, is usually found in the northeastern parts of the country. It is enjoyed there, but is also now found in.
Excuse me, I'm a representative of SMAFO. We are currently having some technical issues with the Wi-Fi. I would like to apologize.
Oh, so do you want me to stop right now? Okay, okay.
You can continue, please.
Oh, I can continue? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on, as I told you earlier, even dosa is enjoyed in the southern parts of the country. It is made from a rice batter and is enjoyed with the chutneys. And lastly, masala chai. Masala chai is a popular beverage throughout India. It is made by brewing black tea in milk and water and then by sweetening it with sugar. Adding aromatic herbs and spices creates masala chai. Chai in India is not just tea, but it is a way of life. You will drink it everywhere, on the streets, in homes, even on trains. This is what makes it special. Let's move on now. India is largely visited by tourists everywhere for its unique destinations, a lot of monuments. Even though there are so many monuments that I can't cover them all, I have made a list of some of the popular ones. Starting from the northern part of the country, let's talk about the Indira Gandhi Memorial Tulip Garden. It is located in Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir and is the largest tulip garden in Asia. It has a total area of 300,000 hectares and meter square, and it has over 70 varieties of tulips that blossom at different times of the year. Because of this, it gets a lot of visitors throughout the year. Now, talking about Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is one of the seven wonders of the earth. It is made up of marble and is visited by a lot of visitors every year. Let's talk about history of the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was made in the 17th century by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the to hub, sorry, as a tomb for his wife Mumtaz Mahal, who at that time was considered to be one of the most beautiful females of that era. Talking about the Hawa Mahal, The Hawa Mahal is located in Rajasthan. It has more than 950 windows, which is why it is called the Hawa Mahal, which in English means the Palace of Wind. Because of so many windows, it is very well aerated. Yeah, which justifies its name. Now, moving on, going to the southern part of country, let's talk about Golconda Fort. The Golconda Fort was originally built in the 11th century out of mud walls. Golconda was the primary capital of the Qutub Shahi kings. The fort contains rooms inside, and the Golconda region was very popular because of the diamonds it contained. We all must have heard about the Kohinoor diamond. This Kohinoor diamond was also mined from the Golconda mines. But now the diamond mines are currently inactive. Lastly, let's now talk about Andaman and Nicobar. Andaman and Nicobar are a group of islands, two different group of islands, even though we call them together Andaman and Nicobar. But actually, tourists are not allowed to go to Nicobar because Nicobar is home to the Sinhalese tribes, which is an indigenous tribe and has been separated from the outside world. Yes, talking about Andaman. Andaman consists of 836 islands, out of which only 31 are inhabited. It is visited by many tourists from all over the world because of its beautiful beaches with the clear water. The Radhanagar beach in Andaman and Nicobar is considered to be one of the best beaches in Asia. Also, also Barren Island in Andaman has the only active volcano in India. Let's move on now. Before I start with the survival words, I would just like to tell you that in India, tourism is more than just visiting the monuments. Tourism in India is about meeting the people, meeting the locals, interacting with them, observing the bustling streets, and tasting the local street side food. When you do all this, this is when you get to know the real Indians. Let's now talk about some survival words, some common words which will help you to interact in Hindi with the people around. Firstly, hello is called namaste, which is a very formal greeting. Then we have thank you, which in Hindi is called dhanyavad. Moving on, we have when in English we say I beg your pardon. In Hindi, it can be translated as मैं क्षमा चाहता हूँ, or we can simply say कृपया मुझे माफ कर दीजिए. Then to ask somebody's whereabouts, we can ask आप कैसे हैं? And lastly, as a part of conversation, when we say I am fine, thank you in English, in Hindi we say मैं ठीक हूँ, धन्यवाद. Lastly, I would like to give you a small tip. If you visit India and if someone bobbles their head, it can mean a yes, a no, or a maybe. So in such a situation, just smile and do the same. I'm telling you, if you do this, you will be prepared to visit India. Yeah.
You start.
Moving on, we have the national motto. The national motto is Satyameva Jayate, which translates to truth triumphs over all. It embodies the Indian philosophy that truth is the foundation of justice and righteousness. It serves as a moral compass and conveys that truth is the basis of and guides the actions of the state. Moving on to the national sport. Although cricket is a very popular sport in India, it would be surprising to find out that it is not the national sport. The national sport is field hockey, owing to India's sports legacy.
Yeah, I was
The national flower, the national flower is lotus. The national animal is the Bengal tiger, which is specifically of the Sundarban Delta. As of now, there are 55 protected areas that have been designated as tiger reserves in India. National achievements. India is the world's fifth largest economy and the largest democracy with over 1.4 billion people and a multi-party system despite its vast size and diversity. India also has one of the largest and most detailed constitutions in the world. India is a global leader in the IT and software services sector with companies like Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, and Wipro. It is one of the largest startup ecosystems in the world with companies like Flipkart, Zomato, Paytm, and Ola. ISRO achievements including the Chandrayaan missions to the moon and Mangalyaan missions to the Mars. Mangalyaan made ISRO the first agency in Asia and the fourth agency in the world to reach Mars. Chandrayaan, Chandrayaan 3, launched in July 2023, successfully touched down on the lunar South Pole and made India the first country to do so. There are many other country achievements. These were these were the major ones. Thank you everyone for listening carefully. We hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks a lot for the wonderful presentation, from the SMN, from St. Mary's School, Delhi. Yeah, thank you. Please give a round of applause, all the students. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Yeah, may I request the students to please stop sharing your screen so that we can move to the next presentation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, may I request the students to please stop sharing? Right. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So once again, a wonderful presentation by the students of St. Mary's, Delhi. Thank you. Pretty interesting. I think you have covered quite a good number of aspects related to the country. And I think it was interesting to see you all did mention also about a stereotype, about the caste system. I think that was really interesting. As per the Constitution of India, just for our friends and students in Indonesia, as per the Constitution, untouchability is no longer existent as per the Constitution. It might be there in few places, right? India is a big country, right? But as per as if you really look at it, caste system doesn't really prevail. Just for your information, the current president of our India is also a person from low caste, but that really proves that the caste system doesn't really prevail over here. Okay, so I think that's what was a presentation from St. Mary's School. So may I now request the students from SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong to please continue with your presentation about Indonesia, the country, and other aspects, please. Yeah, please continue. Yeah, over to you, the students of SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong. Uh, Ibu Ranti, are you there, Bu? Can the students continue the presentation from SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong?
Give us a minute, Mr. Rafi. We're going to share our screen. Give us a minute, please.
Yes, yes, please. Sure, please. Yeah, can you please unmute yourself? The students from SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong, please unmute yourself. You're not audible.
Okay, now are we audible?
Yeah. Yes, you're audible.
Okay, maybe let's
Very
just start,
good.
okay? 2, 3. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam. Om Swastiastu. Nama budaya, salam kebajikan. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. thank you to the honorable guests, the students of St. Mary in Delhi, India, and also the students of SMAPO for attending today's meeting. So, today we are on a cross-cultural sharing session with India. But before we start, let us introduce ourselves. Introducing, my name is Waka Septian Harjakan.
Hello, dear respected guests from India and also guests from Singapore. My name is Sabda Dwiantaraji.
Hello, my fellow friends. My name is Akila Shadid. Okay, maybe let's just start, okay? All right. Hello and good afternoon, my Indian friends. Much love and much appreciation from us as a small student to the students of Saint Delhi that is attending the meeting today. So, we as small students want to do a presentation about our beloved country, the Nusantara Archipelago. God is called Indonesia. First of all, our geographical location. If you don't know, Indonesia is located as right or along the major sea lane that is connecting South Asia, East Asia, and also Oceania. Currently, Indonesia is the largest archipelago in the world. We are located between two continents and two oceans at the moment. It is Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, the Australian continent, and also the Asian continent. Our current capital city, it is a massive capital city, of course. There's a lot of skyscrapers. That is where the economical and social circulation is on. That is Jakarta, Indonesia's massive capital. Sits on the northwest coast of the Japanese island. It has a historic mix of cultures: Japanese, Arabic, Chinese, Sundanese, and also European. Oh, wait. We're having some technical problems. Double at the moment. Excuse me, Mr. Rafi, am I audible there?
Yes, you're audible. Yes,
Let me continue on to my presentation, okay?
please.
So Jakarta has influenced its architectural language and cuisine based on their ethnicity. Next one, please. Okay, so as you know, we are an archipelago. That is why we have much more maritime borders rather than land borders. We share a maritime border with 10 countries at once. We have Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Papua New Guinea, Australia, Philippines, Singapore, East Timor, and Palau. And also, did you know our country also share a maritime border with India itself? Of course, we don't have many land borders because we are an archipelago, like I stated. We don't really have much country to border with. Currently, we share our borders with the countries of Malaysia, East Timor, and Papua. Okay, so I'm here to talk about the Indonesian currency called the Indonesian rupiah. It is officialized and also issued by the Bank Indonesia or our national bank. Did you know the name rupiah comes from the Sanskrit word of silver, which is rupiahkam? It is also the only currency in the world that have featured Ganesha on its banknote, which is the 20,000 denomination between 1998 and 2008, although it is no longer in circulation. The Indonesian conversion value, as you can see in my presentation, is currently 15,000 Indonesian rupiah is equal to $1, while the conversion value is 1 Indian rupee is equal to 186 Indonesian rupiah. Okay, so our next is provinces and population. Of course, as you know, or if you don't know, Indonesia have a population of more than 270 million. That makes us as the fourth most populous country in the world at the moment. Indonesia population, of course, compared of many different ethnicities: Japanese, Sundanese, Batak, Bugis, and many more. But how did they maintain unity, if you ask? Because there is a principle that we have named Bhinneka Tunggal Ika that held the people of Indonesia since 1945 up until the modern times. Indonesia, even though if there are many population in scattered amongst the island, the majority of them, like 56%, is located on the island of Java. Continue. Okay, as you can see here that There are 5 main islands in Indonesia, but most of them is located in Java, like I said. You can see that there's so many capitals currently, and keep in mind that this is an outdated map of Indonesia because there are only 35, and it's becoming 38 because of the 4 new provinces in Papua. Can you skip? Uh, the 4 new provinces are Northwest Papua, Mountainous Papua, Central Papua, and also South Papua. You can see that there are capitals there. Oh, okay. So I want to describe about 3 provinces as of now, which is the first one is Aceh. Aceh is a semi-autonomous province on the northwest tip of Sumatra Island. It's known for being the most Islamic region in Indonesia. It's also known for beaches, diving sites, and mountain wilderness areas. The province capital name is Kota Banda Aceh. Okay, so the next one is the special region of Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta is a city on the central Japanese island, known for its Japanese traditional arts and also cultural heritage. The province capital itself is named Yogyakarta, just like the province name. All right. Okay, so the last one is West Papua. West Papua is one of the province in the Papuan Island. It's also in the far east of Indonesia, centered on the island of New Guinea. Now, the capital of West Papua, an Indonesian province, is Manokwari. Okay, so there are many languages and religions in Indonesia. Our national language, as you know, is of course called Indonesian. But there are some local languages such as Javanese, Sundanese, Batak, Bahasa Bugis, Betawi, Maduranis, and much more. Currently, there are 719 languages spoken in Indonesia. Of course, also, our majority religion is Islam, occupying 87% of the population. Of course, there are also other believers that comes from other religions, that is Christian, Hinduism, Buddhist, and Confucian.
Okay, thank you so much to our friend Akila. For now, we're gonna move on. So in the beginning, Akila mentioned about the capital of Indonesia, Jakarta, and you can see there are some sites in Jakarta. On the top left is actually the presidential palace of Indonesia. On the bottom left is what we call Kota Tua. Now, Kota Tua used to be a Dutch town hall. So yes, in the colonization era, the Dutch was in Indonesia and they built that as a town hall. Now, after independence, we made it into a national museum. Now on the top right corner is the roundabout of the Hotel of Indonesia. It's a huge fountain with a statue in the middle built in the Olympics. Then on the bottom right is our national monument actually is the Monas. Now, the gold tip on top of the Monas is actually made from real gold. Now we're going to move on to the coat of arms of Indonesia. As you can see, the bird is what we call burung Garuda or the Garuda bird. And also we have, as the people of Indonesia, we have our own ideology called Pancasila. Now the Pancasila has 5 principles. Number 1, believe in the one and only God. Number 2, just and civilized humanity. Number 3, the unity of Indonesia. And number 4, democracy led by wisdom in representative deliberation. And the last one, number 5, social justice for all people of Indonesia. Now, in the beginning, our friend Akila mentioned about Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. It's actually our slogan. You can see it's in the talents of the Garuda bird. It means unity in diversity, or in Indonesian, berbeda-beda tetap satu jua. Okay, next up we're gonna mention our national animal. The official one is Komodo dragon. Now here there's some statistic that you can read on about the Komodo dragon. But the Komodo dragon can be found on the Komodo Island located in Nusa Tenggara Timur. And also, fun fact, Komodo is only in Indonesia, so you can't find it somewhere else. It's only in the Komodo Island. Next up is the orangutan. So where can you find those? You can found them in majority of Sumatra, but largely you can find them in the island of Borneo. Next up is the cassowary. The cassowary is a large flightless bird that can be found on all over the island of Papua. And as you can see, there's a lot from the Papua in Indonesia and also the Papua in Papua New Guinea. Next up is the burung cendrawasih or the birds of paradise. Now there's various of species, but majority they can be found on still on the Papua island, as you can see, the Papua part of Indonesia, but there's also a lot of population in Papua New Guinea. Next up is the Javan rhino. Now, you need to know the Javan rhino is actually a really endangered species here in Indonesia because, as you can see, there's fewer than 80, and they're all in captivity in the national park of Ujung Kulon. Continue, sorry. See, as you can see, the national park of Ujung Kulon is located in the southwest part of the island of Java. It's a really small place. Continue. Next up is our flower. Our national flower is called Rafflesia arnoldi. It symbolizes natural wealth, resilience, unique beauty, environment protection, and national pride. Now, fun fact, the Rafflesia arnoldi is actually founded by the British man named Thomas Stamford Raffles. He found it in the Napoleonic Wars when he came to Indonesia. Now there's a lot of kinds of Rafflesia flowers, but the one that is our national flower is number 7, which is Rafflesia arnoldi. Now the other Rafflesia flowers you can find them all throughout Sumatra, Java, and even Borneo. Now you can see in the top right corner that is actually a Rafflesia arnoldi that is blooming in Kebun Raya Bogor or the Bogor Botanical Garden. Now, to discuss our national sport, we actually have a special guest, which is my friend Hafiz over here.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am here to talk about the national sport of Indonesia. As you know, badminton is known everywhere. But for Indonesia,
Please put your microphone closer to yourself so that we can hear you clearly.
of course. As you know, badminton is a very known sport in the world. But for Indonesia, badminton is considered as Indonesia's national sport because of its glorious achievements, wide popularity in society, strong government support, and its role building national identity and its pride. For Indonesia, badminton is just more than just a sport. It is a symbol of hard work, unity, and national glory. And talking about sports, there are also our local martial arts. It is called pencaksilat. Pencaksilat is an important in Indonesia because it is rich cultural heritage with noble values. It's a source of national pride and plays a role in developing character and physical health. More than just a martial art, pencaksilat is a symbol of national identity that strengthens unity, instills the value of patriotism, and preserves Indonesia's cultural heritage.
Okay, thank you so much to our friend Hafiz over here for telling us about our sports. Now we're gonna, like you did, we're gonna learn some words in Indonesian. So the first one is a simple one, which is gonna start off simple, which is hello. We can say halo. Then if you wanna say good morning, we can say selamat pagi. If we wanna say good afternoon, maybe we can say selamat sore. And then finally, if we want to say good evening, we can say selamat malam.
Selamat malam.
Now, if we want to say thank you, we can say terima kasih. And if we want to say sorry, we can say maaf. And then also, if we want to ask others condition, we can ask how are you, which is called bagaimana kabarmu.
Bagaimana kabarmu?
Okay, okay, I'll answer his question. Saya baik-baik saja, terima kasih. Atau for shorter, you can say makasih, which is basically I'm fine. Now continue. Your part.
All right, now we're gonna talk about our country's achievements in sports. So in total, Indonesia have gained more than 10,000 medals all throughout its sports history. So the most prominent one would be the Olympics, which we have gained 40 medals from it, and also not to forget the Asian Games, we have gained 492 medals, and also the Southeast Asian Games, we have gained more than 5,000 medals from it. And now, as you can see here, we are wearing the national dress code, and it is called as a batik. So in Indonesia, there is more than 1,000 sub-ethnicity with their own traditional dresses. And to nationalize that, we have an official national dress, and that is the batik for the males and also kebaya for the females. Both are used for formal occasions such as weddings, meetings, and events like now. And then finally, Indonesian food. Who doesn't like food? And when we talk about Indonesia, Indonesia is a country with a rich and a diverse range of culinary and foods. So here we have four prominent foods that we have in Indonesia. The first one is nasi goreng, which is basically fried rice, but it is our version of it. And then the second one is sate ayam, or in English, chicken skewers. It is served with a peanut sauce, grilled in a charcoal. And the third one is bakso. Bakso is a meatball, but it's served with a soup, and it is delicious. And the fourth one is soto. Soto is also one of the most popular food in Indonesia. Whenever you go, you will find a soto stall in Indonesia. So it is a very staple food for Indonesia, and it is very important. And now our tourist points. There is four prominent ones in Indonesia. The first one is the Borobudur Temple, or in Indonesian, Candi Borobudur. Now, Candi Borobudur is the biggest Buddhist temple in the world. You cannot find that anywhere else, but only in Indonesia. Borobudur Temple was built in the 9th century during the reign of the Sailendra dynasty in the old Mataram kingdom by the Javanese king. And the second one is the Komodo Island. In the beginning, my friend Raka have already explained about our national animal. It is the Komodo dragon, and you can only find it in the Komodo Island, of course. It is located in the Lesser Sunda Islands, besides the island of Java. And then the third one is Mount Bromo. Now, Mount Bromo is very unique. Why? Because it is covered in gray sand dunes, not like any other mountains out there. So it is very unique, and sometimes it became a sacred pilgrimage site for a community that practices Hinduism, like the Sangharis people. And then there is Bali Island. Of course, who doesn't know Bali? Sometimes people even mistaken Bali as a country, not Indonesia itself. So yeah, Bali is the most touristy place in Indonesia. Why? Because Bali offers a beautiful natural scenery and also the charm of the locals there. And here it is, the location of the Borobudur Temple. It is located in the island of Java, Central Java Province, the Magelang Regency. And as you can see here in the map, there is a big space, like a dark space. That is where the Borobudur Temple is located. Next. And here it is, the Komodo Island. It is located in the Lesser Sunda Islands, or in Indonesian, Nusa Tenggara Timur. Pulau Nusa Tenggara Timur. It is besides the island of Java. And then Mount Bromo is also located in the island of Java, but it is in the eastern part of the island. It is located in the East Java province. It is located in the Malang Regency, and then located in the Bromo Tengger Semburu National Park. And then finally, the Bali Island. No one knows, everyone knows about Bali. So Bali is located in the Lesser Sunda Islands. It is also beside the island of Java. So basically, there's a lot of touristy places all around Java and the Lesser Sunda Islands beside it. And one of it is the Bali Island. See, as you can see, Bali is a small island within the territory of Indonesia. It is not a country, but it is a province within Indonesia. All right, finally, the last one is Indonesia is mostly known for Bali, of course, and obviously. And people even often mistaken Bali as a country, not the Indonesia itself. So Indonesia is the country, Bali is the tourist place. So Bali is not a country, okay? And then, and Indonesia is also known for its volcanoes. Of course, there is a lot of volcanoes that have been exploded in Indonesia. That one of it is also if you know about the Toba River, it is because of the volcano eruption. And then islands, of course, because we are an archipelago country, we are a thalassocratic country. Like the Majapahit Empire was a thalassocratic empire. And for the fact that Indonesia was known for its rich history in seafaring in the Navy, and then stuff that includes adventuring in the seas. So, and also the beautiful beaches and the seas, of course.
Okay, thank you so much to our friend Akila and Sabdo here. Round of applause.
Okay, so we want to thank the SMAFO students for listening to our presentation. Of course, the Indian friend as well. And if you want to maintain communication with us, or try to make friends with us, or even maintain a relation with us, of course, I say that all is welcome.
All is well.
Okay, thank you so much. I mean, really nice presentation from the enthusiastic students of SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong. A very wonderful presentation and a very insightful. I think quite a good information you are given about the country, about the people, about the language. I think that was pretty comprehensive and really love the enthusiasm, with the way you all did the presentation. So thank you so much once again. Thanks a lot. Okay, now let's
Thank you,
open
Mr.
the.
Rafi.
I
Thank you,
think the
Mr.
Yes, thank you
presentation
Rafi.
so
was.
much.
Yeah, I think the presentation was more than 15 minutes. It was a bit there, but I think since it's quite informative, that's totally fine. Now, can I request, can I ask the students to please stop sharing the screen so that we can come back? Can we come back on the normal screen? Now is the Q&A session for topic number one. Any questions from students from Indonesia to India, or there are any students from India about Indonesia?
Ini ada yang mau
Anyone?
nanya nggak nanti pertanyaan?
Yeah, if anyone have any questions, please unmute yourself and you
Apa
could
ada yang
start
ingin
asking the
bertanya?
questions, please. Anyone?
Yes, we have one who like to ask a question here.
Yeah, please.
Come here.
It seems we have someone who wanna ask a question.
Yeah, from the Indonesian student from SMAFO. So, dear respected, here. The camera is here.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, so pardon, my name is Fawaz Rifai from Indonesia. I am currently a student of SMAN 2 Cibinong as well. My name is Fawaz Rifai, a student from SMA Negeri 2 Cibinong. And I would like to ask a question. So in the previous slideshow that the representatives of St. Mary's School Delhi has already presented, it is mentioned that there are 22 official languages in the Indian country and that anyone could apply for a job in any of those 22 official languages, which
Sorry, you're on mute. Can you please unmute yourself? Can you please unmute yourself? We couldn't hear your complete question.
has
Yes, we can hear you now. Can you continue your question, please? The 22 provinces. Continue.
so there are 22 official languages in India, and I'm assuming that in any Indian workplace, that and not assuming, I'm assuming that any of those.
Yeah, I request this to please switch off one microphone because I think two microphones are open. Yep,
That's
now
am I
do it.
audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I will repeat my question. There are 22 official languages in India, which you can apply for any jobs in those 22 official languages. And I'm assuming that in an Indian workplace, there are many people of different native languages, which can cause performance issues because of the language gap between workers. So my question is, how do the people of India overcome those language gaps in a typical workspace in India?
Okay, great. Thank you. So the question is that we have different languages. How do we fill up the communication gap? That's the question. Yes, students from St. Mary's. Yeah, who'd like to answer the question?
Yeah, I would like to answer the question. Firstly, thank you for the question, sir. Now, answering it in such a situation, yes, I agree that in workplaces, people who belong to many people who speak many different native languages work together. So, in such a situation, they communicate in English. As I talked about, the country of India recognizes two official languages, English and Hindi, in which English is spoken by a very large population. So, in such a situation, all the people or all the colleagues, they communicate in English. Yeah. I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Okay, any other question from India to Indonesia or
One
or
question.
anyone else has any question? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Does anyone else?
Any other questions? Anyone?
Yeah.
From Indonesia to India or from India to Indonesia?
Sir, I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah, you have a question? Yes, please go ahead.
I just wanted to ask that, sir, you talked about the principle that that binds all the country together, the country of Indonesia together. So I just wanted to ask, can you elaborate a bit more on that principle? What that exactly means?
Okay, right. So I think the question is about Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, right? I mean, that's what you all mentioned,
Yes,
right? So just to inform you, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika in English, it means unity in diversity, which is exactly similar to India, right? But however, I'll ask the students from SMAN Nagri to Cibinong to continue. Please go ahead. Please unmute. Yeah, please continue.
Okay, let me help you to answer the question. So, may I ask again, is it about Bhinneka Tunggal Ika or is it about Pancasila?
It's Bhinneka Tunggal Ika.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So as we know, Indonesia is a large country spanning from the west to the east, and like India, we have many local languages, right? Yeah, so we need a motto to unite ourselves because all these differences can make progress really hard. So we need something to unite us all, and we unite under the word Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So even if we are diverse, there's a lot of traditions, culture, we still unite to build this beautiful country. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir, that does. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And just to inform the students from Indonesia, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is exactly the same in India because in India also we believe in unity in diversity, which is exactly the
Okay, very
same
beautiful, very
as
beautiful.
Bhinneka Tunggal Ika because India also is quite diverse, but in spite of the diversity, people live united irrespective of the caste, culture, creed. So I believe it's very similar to that part.
Okay,
Okay,
so
right.
they're
So
actually very similar.
right.
Thank you, Mr.
So I
Raf.
think we are running short of time because we have other class schedules, from the schools.
Sorry,
So
Mr.
let's
Rafi.
continue with the second topic, right? So now, may I now request the students, first of all, thank you once again
Sorry,
for
Mr.
the topic
Rafi.
number one participants. A wonderful session. Thank you for all the students from St. Mary's as well as SMN Agri Dua Cibinong. Thank you for your active participation. Now,
Thank you,
moving on
Mr.
to the
Rafi.
second topic, the topic is about school life and also student life in India and Indonesia. So, to begin the presentation, may I request the students from SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong to please start your presentation about school life, student life in Indonesia. Over to you, the students of SMA Nagri Dua Cibinong.
All right, please give us a minute to share our screen.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi. Can you guys hear me from the back? Are we clear? Okay. Are the students in India, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Then we are from the second team of the Indonesia team right now. We are going to present about Indonesia's school activity. Now, starting from order from the presentation, let's just introduce ourselves first. So, my name is Ilona Maudi Harahap from 12B1. Hello, I'm Zahwa Rizka Heronisa from 12D. And hello, my name is Malia Arifayumna from 11B1. First of all, we're going to learn about, if we're going to learn about the Indonesian school activity, first of all, we're going to have to know this school's history. Now, first of all, SMAN Negeri 2 Cibinong was officially founded on October 5th, 1994, and inaugurated on December 24th, 1994. Initially, as an extension of SMAN Negeri 1 Cibinong. The school began with three first grade classes with limited staff and basic faculties. But over the years, now we have 12 classes. It grew significantly under successive leaders who expanded its infrastructure and enriched its academic and extracurricular programs. Next slide, please. Okay, moving on, we have the principals. Now, the first principal here is Mr. Ali Muhtar, and our current principal is Miss Alice Nurhayati. Now, Miss Alice here have continued to elevate the school's achievements with many students advancing to prominent universities. SMAN Negeri 2 Cibinong has become a leading educational institution in Bogor Regency and West Java, recognized for its academic excellence and community trust. And one of those programs actually include international exposure, like student exchange, where we go to Korea last year, and then we have campus visits like we did for Singapore and Malaysia, and even right now with cultural exchange with Indonesia and India. Okay, next slide, please.
Okay, now that we know about SMAN 2 Cibinong, we will now move on to what are the school levels in public Indonesian schools are like. Okay, so basically, you start from kindergarten to elementary school, middle school, high school, and then finally college. In Indonesia, kindergarten is called Taman Kanak-Kanak, where you go to school for 2 years. After kindergarten, you go to elementary school, which is Sekolah Dasar. You go to elementary school for 6 years. Next, you go to middle school, which is in Indonesian, Sekolah Menengah Pertama. So in middle school, you will do it for 3 years, so from 7th grade to 9th grade. And then you'll move on to the high school, which is Sekolah Menengah Atas. And actually in Indonesia, there's 2 types of high schools. So like the normal public high school and also the vocational high school. If you want to continue to college after high school, then you should just go to the normal public high school in Indonesia. But if you want to immediately start working, then you should go to the vocational high school instead. And here in Indonesia, the high school is 3 years, so from 10th grade to 12th grade. And then finally, you go to college, which is a minimum of 4 years. All right, now I will explain to you guys a little bit about the Indonesian curriculum, which is called the Indonesia Merdeka curriculum. This is our national curriculum that is used on every public school in Indonesia. Okay, so it's called the Merdeka curriculum, or in English, it is the independent curriculum. Why? Because the students learn mostly from doing projects. So it's basically learning by doing. Of course, they do still learn from teacher lectures, but again, it is mostly project-based. And because it is project-based, it is mostly independent. So the students do it by themselves, and then the teachers, they just be the facilitator, and they will assist the students when really needed. Okay, so in high school, of course, we have some majors. Before our current national curriculum, our majors are split into 3, which is natural science, social science, and also language. But with the national curriculum now, it is not like that anymore. It is much more specific. So first of all, students learn the general subjects at the 1st grade of high school, which is in 10th grade. So you will learn all natural sciences, social sciences, and language. And then at the end of your 10th grade or your 1st grade of high school, students will have to choose 3 subject categories. Okay, so subject categories are basically options of what you want to learn after 10th grade. So what you want to learn at 11th and 12th grade. Categories are filled with subjects that are a mix and match from, like I said before, natural science, social science, and language or literature. So they got to choose 3 subject categories they're interested to learn for the next 2 years in high school. And then finally, The school will take a look at your report card and decide what subject category really suits the students the best out of the three that they have chosen. All right, so here we have an example of the subject categories here in SMAN 2 Cibinong. Now, I just want to give a disclaimer that the subject categories in public high schools in all over of Indonesia, they're all different according to the school's policy. So and here in SMAN 2 Cibinong, we might have category A to G, and the subjects are, for example, in category A, we have biology, chemistry, category B, we have economics, but in other schools, it might be different. But we do all have one in common though, which is that we have subject categories, and those subject categories are filled with mix and match subjects from natural science, social science, and literature. Yep, and this is also the example. So we have subject categories from A to G.
Okay, moving on, we're gonna have. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna explain about SMAN 2 Cibinong school activities. First of all, we have the flag ceremony, which we always had in Monday, and then we have scouts in Thursday, and then we have presentation of the holy books, and then we exercise, and then we eat breakfast together with our classmates and teachers in the field, which we do in a Friday. Next. Okay, and now I'm gonna explain to you the student schedule. At 4:30 a.m., we're gonna wake up, and for us Muslims, we're gonna do our morning prayer first, which is Salat Subuh. And then at 5 until 6 a.m., we're gonna get ready for school. And then at 7, we're gonna arrive at school. Okay. At 7:15 until 8:20, we're gonna have our flag ceremony in Monday. Next. But in Friday, at 7:10 until 8:30, we're gonna recitate the holy books and exercise together. At 8:30 until 10, we're gonna study in class. At 10 until 10:20, we're gonna have our duha prayers first, and then our first break time. At 10:20, the break time is gonna get over, and then we're gonna go study again in class until 11:50. Okay, at 11:50 until 12:30.
Sorry, on mute. Can you please unmute yourself? Yo, we are not able to hear you. Can you please unmute yourself? Students from SMAN Agri 2 Cibinong, we are not able to hear you. Yeah, suddenly we have stopped hearing from you. Can you please switch off? Can you please switch on your microphones? Students from SMAN Agri 2 Cibinong, we are not able to hear you. I request the students from SMAN Agri 2 Cibinong to please unmute yourself because we are not able to hear you. Lately, we were not able to hear you. Please unmute yourself. St. Mary's students, are you able to hear them?
No, sir.
Right, yes.
Now
Yeah, so
Technical issues.
yeah, that's okay. Now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Now we have this.
Continue.
Okay. Can you still hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now we have our school clubs here, which is student council, which is organisasi intrasekolah, and then we have majelis perwakilan kelas, which is the student deliberative assembly. Then we have pasukan pengibar bendera, which is the flag raising team. Pramuka Scouts, Palang Merah Remaja, which is the Red Cross Youth. Karya Ilmiah Remaja, which is the Youth Scientific Club. Next, please. And then can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can I go in front actually? Okay, continuing the slide for the now in this slide, we have the athletic clubs, except for Mading Masta over here, of course. For the first one, we have Futsal Smafo, aka the soccer club. Next, we have the volleyball club of Smafo, which is Volley Smafo. And then we have Silat, Karate, and Taekwondo, which is the martial arts clubs here at Smafo. For Silat, as the first team already described, is a national martial arts here. And then we have the Smafo Basketball Club, which is over here, the Smafo Basketball. And then Smafo BC, aka Badminton Club. And then lastly, in this slide, we have Mading Masta, which is the Journalism Club. Next slide, please. Okay, here we go. So next up, we have SSC, which is the SMAFO Science Club. And then we have SGC, which is the SMAFO Japanese Club. Next up, we have SEC, which is the SMAFO English Club. A field, the photographer, either.
Yes, please go ahead. Students from SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong, please go ahead. Okay, have you all finished your presentation? The students from SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong?
What clubs are you guys in?
So our club or
Oh. May I ask the operation hours of you guys? What schedule do you guys usually have?
so we have SAC every Monday at 4 until 5 p.m.
Okay. Aren't you gonna ask what my club is?
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, Elena. So, what do you have? Or
Actually,
are you in?
I am actually in the Japanese club here. I see a lot of Japanese club members here actually. Thank you for coming here. We operate in after school, which is
Oh, mati lagi.
Okay.
Udah nyala dari tadi. Move on, please move on.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you so
Oh, belum.
balikin.
Sebelumnya.
Okay, students of SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong, thank you so
Okay,
much. Thanks a lot
continuing.
for your presentation. Yeah,
Can
thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you, and I think we are running short of time. So
Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you for your presentation.
Okay.
Pretty interesting, information about your school
Mr.
activities.
Rafi, can we have permission to close it?
Sorry?
Can we have permission to close the presentation?
Yes, please, because we are running short of time. Can you please continue, end it so that we can ask the students from St. Mary's to continue?
Okay, udahan. Langsung matiin aja share screen. Okay, that's it from us. Gitu. And that's it from us.
Okay, thank you so much
Thank you
for
so much. Yeah,
for listening
thank
to
you.
our presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks a lot to the students of SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong. I do understand there are certain technical issues, but still you all could make it. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay, moving forward, can now I request students from yes, please give a round of applause to the students of SMAN Agri Dua Cibinong for the wonderful presentation. Thank you. Pretty much, thank you. So now, since we are really running short of time, may I now request the students of St. Mary's School, Delhi, to please continue with your presentation about the school activities and students' life in Delhi. Over to the students of St. Mary's School, Delhi. Please continue. Yes, please unmute yourself and you can continue the presentation.
So namaste all. Welcome to
Yes, please continue.
So namaste all. Welcome to
We'll have to disconnect.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Please continue.
Namaste to all. We, the students of St. Mary's, are going
Ravi,
to
can you
present
hear? Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They are audible.
Yeah, Ravi?
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
able to
Yeah.
hear? Ravi?
Yes, ma'am. They are audible, ma'am. They are audible, ma'am. Let them continue.
Are you able
Yes.
to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, we can. I think he's saying yes. Yes?
Ma'am, we
Can
can
you
hear.
hear?
Yes.
Okay, great. So fine, we're continuing now.
So, namaste all. Welcome. So, we, the students of St. Mary's, are going to present you the presentation on our school life and our school activities. I, Gurjot Kaur. Myself, Vanshika.
Hi, my name is Yashika.
Will present now. So, let us get started. Let's start to get so let us start. So St. Mary's, an unaided Christian minority school that is well known inclusive policies and practices of compassion and generosity. The school is a pioneer in creating generations of leaders who passes a sound understanding of community life and responsible citizenship. The school was founded by Mrs. Sarah Matthew in the year 1966. Now let us get to know our founder. This, as now we have got to know that the school was started in 1966 by Mrs. Sarah Matthew, thought to create an inclusive school for learners from different backgrounds. She sought to foster a sense of empathy and compulsion in her students. She believed in education for all. So this is our founder chairman, wing commander Thomas Matthew. He was a support system to his wife in starting the school. Inclusion. Inclusion is an integral part of our school. Inclusion is simply not about physical proximity, but it also extends to facilitating social and cultural inclusions. Although St. Mary's is a Christian minority school, it welcomes and respects all religions and cultures. Our school takes pride in providing aid to the underprivileged, while limited resources may sometimes be challenging to accommodate all expectations. Now let us get to know the structure of our school a little. We have a separate primary school for the classes nursery, KG, and prep. Our school and most of the schools in Delhi. Our school and most of the schools in Delhi. Citizen empowerment. Be the change you wish. Change कर दिया. Citizen empowerment. Be the change you wish to see. Our school Citizen Empowerment Club envisions a world where everyone's equal, a space where everyone feels safe, a community that lifts each other up, and hearts filled with empathy and the Citizen Empowerment Club is open for all to join. In this club, we organize several activities such as community building and enrichment programs, hunger projects, and several other activities which bring upon empathy and awareness amongst students. Hunger projects. The citizen empowerment clubs, the hunger projects or food distribution drives bring students together to make a difference. In this activity, students brainstorm delicious recipes and plan budgets. They gather up all the ingredients and cook the dishes in the school's kitchen.
Then these dishes are distributed to the underprivileged people outside the school walls. This activity helps to foster teamwork and community spirit. Also, it develops leadership and problem solving skills. Green School. We are thrilled to announce that CSE, Center of Science and Environment in Delhi, has rated St. Mary's as green. It has recognized and certified our school through an audit of air, land, and waste materials. Our school promotes walking and cycling for the students who live nearby. Also, our school has been using solar panels for a decade and also performed harvest. Online help to students. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, digital textbooks have found their way in our school's curriculum. Crafted with love by our awesome teachers, these digital textbooks contain all the necessary information along with videos, images, graphics, etc., which help the students to understand the concept in a better way. These digital textbooks are loved by the student body because why not? These textbooks are easily accessible, so interactive, and so fun to read at the same time. Along with these textbooks, each class has separate Google Classrooms for each subject, which encourages the students to ask their queries from the teacher anytime and anywhere. Moving on, we follow a club-based system which promotes co-curricular activities and allows students to explore their interests beyond academics. Our school believes that uh, Our school believes that co-curricular activities hold as much as importance as academics in the lives of students. We have a wide range of clubs, ranging from textiles and chess to cooking and debate and many more. This system has allowed students to explore, discover, and shine.
Talking about sports in school, our school has league matches which are played students. Our school has league matches which are played by students on the basis of pre-scheduled rules and pre-scheduled schedule for the matches. Why we started these league matches was the reason to promote opportunities between the students among the students so that they can showcase their talents and the skills in the sports activities. The league matches that are played in our school are of basketball, soccer, cricket, and rugby. We're also proud to tell you that St. Mary's is represented nationally by our female football team and our chess team. Moving on to international collaborations. Such collaborations are a remarkable way to enhance cultural understanding between schools and students, enhancing their education in several ways. When students meet and interact with people of different countries, they're exposed to global perspectives, they're exposed to global viewpoints, and that fosters a sense of global citizenship in them. That fosters a sense of empathy and tolerance amongst them, and also expanding their social networks. And not just the students, but also the schools can benefit from these collaborations, such as inculcating the best practices of both the schools in their own schools. In addition to this, last year we had the Danish exchange. A few students from a school went to Denmark. The Danish students hosted them in their school, in the houses. So the students lived with their host families, and they learned about how the Danes lived on a daily basis. And they learned about how the Danes lived on a daily basis. September, we host Danes. Moving on to the last topic, mental health. So our mental health department in a school is the W school model for mental health. The department in our school, um, focuses on a long-term approach and a strong coordination between the parents, the teachers, and the students.
Yeah, I would request the students to please just on one microphone. I think there are two microphones. The voice is echoing. So please, I request the students to just keep one microphone active and please continue because
So I
we are running
think,
short of time.
can you hear me, Ravi?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We are able to hear you.
Okay, so I think since we are, sort of running short of time, I would sort of close it there. Close your thing there. Close your sound there.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and would take any questions. We're not able to present a full presentation on the school. It has been cut short. But if there are any particular questions that you would like to ask, that would be nice to
Okay.
hear.
Sure, right. Okay, dear students from SMN Agri Dua Cibinong, unfortunately, we are running short of time. The reason is because the students from St. Mary's School, they have another schedule. So that's why they couldn't complete the presentation, but we will definitely share a copy of the PowerPoint which has been prepared, which we'll share among the two schools. You all can have a look. Now, just to end the session, any questions? Any questions from Indonesia to India or from India to Indonesia before we wind up the session today? Anyone?
I think one of our students has a question.
Yeah, sure, please, ma'am. Yes, please. You can
That was
unmute
one.
yourself and continue.
Yeah, it was very informative. I just wanted to ask that you talked about how the people in your country who want to immediately start working go to the locational high schools. So I just wanted to ask if you could please elaborate just a bit more about how the locational high schools function. Yeah.
Okay. So the question is about the vocational school. How do the vocational schools students, after finishing it, how do they get a jobs? I think that's the question what the student
Yeah.
from St. Mary's School has asked. Anyone from SM Nagri Dua Cibinong would like to answer the question?
Okay, hello, it's me again. So,
Yeah, hi there.
hello everyone, sorry. I'm gonna explain how it works and how it differs from the normal high school. So, how do they get a job? So the school provides them with internship. Yes. So when you go to the occasional high school, when you're about to graduate, you're gonna get into an internship into a company you sign up for. So that's how, like in normal high school, if you graduate, you need to find college or find a job like on your own. But on the occasional school, the school provides the internship for you. Does that? Yes, occasional. That's
Yes, yes, it does answer my
professional.
question.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry. So that's does that answer your question, my friend?
Yes, it does answer my.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you
okay.
so much for asking that
Thank you.
beautiful.
Now, just to add on to this, please remember in Indonesia, we have the regular schools, the academic school, which is called SMR, and the vocational school are called SMK, SMK. So the vocational schools, the curriculum is more practical in nature compared to the academic. So they really work on hands-on, with the equipments, with the practical aspect, and then they do get the internship, which leads them to jobs. But what happens is there is a possibility that students from the vocation school, they can also continue their bachelor program. They can continue to do the bachelor program. So that kind of a flexibility is there in India, in Indonesia, where you can either do an SMA, which is an academic, or a vocational, right? I hope that answers the question. Okay, last question before we end up today's session. Anyone?
We have
Any
a
last question?
we have somebody who wants to ask here in Indonesia.
Please. Last question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
ahead.
hello?
Yeah, hi there. Continue. Please
Hello.
continue.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hello, I'm Medina from SMA Negeri 2 Cibinong. I'm here to ask just one question about what maybe wasn't explained in the presentation earlier is about the mental health of students. As we all know nowadays, it's a very common topic that students or maybe people and young people nowadays have very serious mental issues. And I was just wondering if this school or St. Mary's school, do you partner with like local doctors or maybe just personal counselings for people who maybe in your school or students who may be suffering from maybe stress or maybe depression from maybe the pressure of academic things. So that is all I wanted to ask.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
think this is Yeah, thank you. This is a question. I think it's related to the school. So maybe I might request Ma'am Principal Dr. Annie Koshi to please share your views, ma'am, because I think this is, I don't think the student should be answering this. The school should be answering this.
No,
Over
I
to you,
mean,
ma'am, please.
that's to actually part of the presentation was actually about the mental health. Okay, so 1 minute. I think we're getting an echo from somewhere. Got it now? Yeah. So now there's no echo. So you can hear Ravi? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to say that, mental health is not about a doctor and about a counselor. The school itself has, um, we have 4 people in the mental health department. All teachers are trained to deal with mental health because at least in school, mental health or the mental state of the school is about daily practices. What can you do to understand how to tackle? Because mental health comes up. It's not that I have a problem and do I have somebody to go and talk to? Yes, there is somebody to talk to. There are doctors, there are counselors, but the point is, can I manage my problems? Am I creating problems through my own mind? So this is a long story, actually, a long discussion that I would have, one would need to have on this particular topic. May I just say, Ravi, that it was so interesting to listen to their presentations, hear how, how vibrantly you all presented the various things that you had to present and done it. So there's much learning I can see that we have from Indonesia and hopefully something from Indonesia, from India too, and that we could take this forward and see how both of us can benefit. So many very interesting facts about Indonesia. As he said, Bali is not a country. Indonesia, I mean, yes, we all think that Bali and Java are all countries on their own, and it was nice to be corrected on that particular point, And so I think it's a great beginning, Ravi, and thank you so much for initiating this. And thank you, ma'am, Principal Ellis, ma'am, for, also being kindly consenting to be part of this whole thing. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much, Dr. Annie. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your support, and thank you also for the participation. We really appreciate that. Ibu Ellis, anything you'd like to say, Ibu, before we end today's session? Ibu Ellis, are you there?
Bisa di mana? Okay. Yeah. Uh, in the name of the school, I would like to appreciate to the principal and also the students of India, and also to my beloved students who have been the presenters today. Let's give big applause for them. One thing for sure, just like you said before, that it is very useful for us to make what we call mutual cooperation, so that maybe next time we would like to make the same webinar. I do believe that it will be very useful, not only for the students of Indonesia, but also for the students of India also. And highest appreciation also given to Mr. Ravi, who facilitate this event. That's all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ibu. Okay, before we end the presentation, let us all switch on our respective cameras. Let's have a documentation, please. So I request all the students. I think there are many other students who are logged in. And I think there are certain parents also, I believe they're also logged in over here. So I request all of them to please activate your cameras. And then we could have a documentation, even though please remember, this session today has been recorded. We have shared the YouTube link to the respective schools. So please feel free to share it with the other, to the parents and to the students, so that let them also have a glimpse about India and Indonesia. So let's have the group session. So we're just taking the group photos. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we have one over here. So those students who haven't, right, I think there are certain gestures from Ibu Ellis, right, for SMAVO. Ibu, right, I believe there are some gestures from SMAVO. There you can go, right? So 1, 2, and 3 once more. Okay, so we have captured the moments today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Dr. Annie. Thank you to Ibu Ellis. Thank you to the students of St. Mary's as well as to the students of SM Nagri Dua Cibinong. Thank you for the wonderful presentation by the presenters. Thank you, right? And we'll continue to keep in touch. And I request the schools to please share your respective presentation so that we can share the presentation and we'll continue to explore areas of collaboration with a view to enhance India-Indonesia links. Thank you, everyone. Take care. And
Thank
till
you.
till then,
Bye-bye.
see you all. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.